Hello, my true crime lovelies. All right, we all know Donna got moved from Leon County to Wakulla County Jail or Detention Center or wherever it is bad people wait to be sentenced or innocent people go free. So I wanted to go over, I had pulled her reports through April, and I'd done one video before when she was alleging she was being extorted because I was trying to see if Harvey was ordering packages, but it turns out it's on a different report. But I want to go through when she got to Leon County through April of 2025. I've requested updated Leon County reports as of Friday. I hadn't requested them in a while because it's kind of slow. She talks to Harvey a lot. But now that she's gone, I do want to get her final, like her closeout report. So I thought we would go over her whole report card for her time at Leon in this video. Then we'll go over the closeout. I've sent a request to Wakulla for what her intake was like, but I don't know how long they're going to take. It seems like a smaller operation. They don't even have an official website for their public records request. It's via email, which could mean they could get it back right away. You know, what do I know? Or it could mean it's like a one-man shop and you take a number and you wait. So let's get into it. First, I want to thank the members with the intro, and I'll meet you on the other side. All right, let's get into it. This is her first booking when she came into Leon. So hopefully you've seen my transport video from Miami to Tallahassee. This is after she, comes out of the hospital from her hyperventilating and her Xanny withdrawals and heads into Leon County. So she got there on the 20th of November in 23. They did all of these things: full body scan, fingerprinted, property inventory, imaged, inmate placed in holding cell, all charges. She's classified as violent. Her criminal history is violent. Review of inmate behavior, compliant. Review of state ID and any holes. Her ID was correct and there were no holes. Defendant does not appear to be at risk for PREA. Defendant will be housed on high risk red due to current charges. And that looks like Sergeant Trina Williams maybe wrote that. Case management, this is just them checking her in. I blocked out her address. Next of kin is Harvey. That's all pretty straightforward. Her charges: first degree murder, conspiracy to commit, and solicitation to commit for the murder of Dan Markell. Interviewer observation and score sheet. So they get a score for all of these fun things. Her total score was 15, so medium custody. She is non-sentenced. But it's coming soon, Donna girl. It's coming soon. So risk to victimization and abuse, it was high because of her age. It says she's been incarcerated before. I believe they're counting her time in Miami. If y'all know something different, let me know. And then, does she have a history of violence? Yes. It's that unaliving charge that'll do it every time. And then criminal record, she didn't have any. So her address prior to this was the Miami-Dade County Jail. And then there are her charges. The thing with I was going to call her girl, but she's 75. Our senior, Donna, is that during this process, she was annoyed. And so she said, I'm guessing as meaning it flippantly, that she wanted to unalive herself. And they took that seriously. So she ends up in the turtle suit, right? So who's the victim? It's the state of Florida, right? On behalf of Dan, because he was unalived by her. They have her arrest date as the 20th at 2:44. And then special release. This is her pickup orders for that long ride that we saw. I'll put a link to that in the description. They were going to pick her up at 8. They actually picked her up at 10. We saw those nice gentlemen delivering excellence every day. Does that include when you're delivering Donna? Is Donna excellence? I need to talk to your marketing person. So out of county warrant because they arrested her at the Miami International Airport. They housed her there, and then Leon County had to come and get her. So here on the 21st, it says she's not thinking of harming herself. No existing injuries. Yes, she's a U.S. citizen. She's definitely not pregnant. And does she fear sexual abuse or harassment? No. Oh, how that would change a little over a year later. So it goes over all the, what does it say? Criminal procedures and corrections, the governing. So this is just all standard stuff. You can slow that down if you want to read it. More standard stuff. Donna Adelson. Small property inventory. Remember at the airport, she gave her jewelry to Harvey. For some reason, he thought it was a better idea for her to take her bracelet off while she was handcuffed than for him, which just showed all of his helplessness to me. He was like, you do it. It's hard for me. Sir, she's in silver bracelets. Anyway, silver hair tie and a black hair tie. He was gone with her jewelry. Inmate issue service statement. So the rules and the regulations. She was given the opportunity to use the phone. Transaction receipt. So when they booked her, she had no money on her. So whatever this booking fee is, they charge her $6. So she started off in the hole, -6, because she had a zero balance there. So clothing intake, this is what she had on while she was at the airport. The gray hoodie, blue shirt, gray sports bra, gray pants, white sneakers, gray socks, black underwear, Florida driver's license, 2 hair ties, and miscellaneous papers. I wonder if those were like her boarding pad. No, we usually do that digital. What do you guys think the papers were? Yes care, say yes to exceptional care. Relocation, med pass. So 11/21 was the request date from booking. Relocation to direct observation in the female area. She was given a low bunk, low tier, which is good. Don't make the seniors climb, right? Okay. Inmate, so she's placed in pod A at 3:30 a.m. She's on high risk and direct observation. Which you're probably like, well, why? Because the other one said her score was 15. Well, inmate Donna Adelson stated she wanted to harm herself. So that'll get you in observation, direct, not close, right quick. Because it's not on their watch. You will not be Jeffrey Epsteining yourself in there. So that started at 11:21. I think that's 00:40. So is that 12:40 in the morning? Oh, excuse me. I think that's 12:40. So at some point from where she had answered no, she didn't want to harm herself, to at some other point she uttered. That's why I think she just was like, oh, I want to die, or I want to, like some sort of kind of throwaway, but they heard it. And so they had to do something. So she was placed under direct observation. And then I've seen, I think I saw it on, oh God, now I'm drawing a blank. True Lifestyles. I saw the where it says she was naked and screaming. So this is the way she started in Leon is the way she ended in Leon, apparently. I'll have my own data sheet hopefully this next week to confirm that. But they are checking her like every 15 minutes. 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45. I don't know why this was 5:45, 5:47. Escorted to medical, placed in cell. Oh, okay. So they moved her from wherever she was to medical. I don't know what these codes are, but she got an A every time. Oh, there we go. Awake. What does this say? Sitting calm. So apparently, in the latest ones, as she left, she was screaming and not sitting calm. So then they go on like this: intake process at 12:40, 12:55, imaging, 1:10, dress out in county uniform, 1:13, placed in FHC, 1:21, sitting in cell. So this is going to go on for months. FOR, not the number. I should say for a number of months. So direct observation. That feels like a repeat. Both of those. Sitting in cell. What are these other ones? These are all A's. So then she has a medical visit. This says location general population 1127, but I guess she's under close observation in general. I feel like when she went to court with what's her name, Descalza, when they had that emergency meeting, she was not in Gen Pop, but maybe there's like nuances to it. So now she's being observed by medical. She's getting a tablet. Oh, and I heard too that it turns out in Leon County, the rule that they're changing is if you're like in direct observation or isolation, you are no longer eligible for a tablet. So that was part of the reason that they moved her to Wakulla. So she signs this about the tablet being a privilege. And then she's still in medical, and they have all these. So BJ is a code. I'm sure it's not what my mind is thinking, but we'll check it at the bottom. She accepted her breakfast tray. We went over a little bit of this before when we were looking at the packages, and that's when we saw all the foolishness about the spoon in these notes. So she accepted the lunch tray. We have AI, so awake and eating. It'd be kind of hard to eat if you were asleep. AJ, awake, laying on bunk. BJ, resting, laying on bunk. Okay. So we get it. She's in her quilted smock, direct observation. Sergeant, please conducts visual. Oh, she got a new one, a G. What's AJG? Awake, laying on bunk, talking. Okay. And then ABJ, awake, resting, laying on bunk. Very detailed. Q equals utilizing restroom. Okay. Other. All right. Good Lord. Do they have to watch her while she's using the restroom? JJJ laying on bunk. Bunch of BJs. Poor Harvey. Wait. Okay. We'll skip through here. 11:26. They are checking her, looks like every 15 minutes still. Escorted to the shower by Sergeant Pritchett, taking shower. So 7:30 escorted, 8 o'clock taking shower, 8:10 still in the shower. 9:35 walking around in cell, probably going stir crazy. What do we say the J was? Sitting up, laying on bunk. Awake and laying on bunk. Is there one for sleeping? I guess if you're resting and laying on bunk. Lord. Also the 23rd. So they have the two shifts. They've got the 17 to 5, which is 5P to 5A, and then they have 5A to 5P. So it's two shifts. So 523 is her 508 person. Looks like they don't leave right at 5. 1125. So this is 5P to 5A, direct observation, quilted smock, I eating breakfast trays. I'm wondering if this is medical and that's why they're redacting it. But a lot of laying on the bunk. That is worse than a hospital. Somebody checking on you 15 minutes. My ladies know who've had babies and had to stay in the hospital. Like, you're like, I just want to sleep. Can you please stop coming in? So I wonder if they're actually like interacting with her every 15 minutes, because how can you sleep? So this is A and Q. So awake and doing other. Received dinner tray at 1648. 448. That's that. Well, I guess old people do that, but I would not be eating dinner at, well, I guess I wouldn't have a choice. Don't do crimes, boys and girls. Don't do crimes. So JJ, AJ, AB, AG. She's talking. I wonder to whom. Inmate received tray 10:43 in the morning. Okay, the 25th, this is the 5A to 5P. Crying. She stated that her head was head wash something. AJGQ. Awake, laying on bed, talking. Other. I guess the crying is the other. And it's probably all hitting her. Like the smell of consequences is in the air. So on the 24th, 1650, she is, please hold, dinner tray she got. So I'm guessing I is probably eating. J-I, yeah, I. Something else redacted. Also the 25th. These are not in order because this is reverse. Verbally refused tray. Using restroom, a bunch of redactions. Received a tray at 9:46. So what time was this tray? Verbally refused tray at 5:40. I wonder if that was breakfast and they came back with a tray at 9:46. I hope they're not eating lunch. I mean, I guess it's all early, right? If you're eating dinner at like 4:30. Crazy. So yeah, these are not in order. 21st. We're still in 23. Wasn't that the day she got in here? Or on direct observation? So she's still in the quilted smock. Inmate given extra mat and cup per Nurse Riley. And then at 17:02, which is 5:02, she got a tray, presumably dinner. Oh, this is her. Yeah, these were not in order. New incoming, admitted, exchange to quilted smock, lying awake, received breakfast tray, appears asleep, lunch tray offered in refused, first app, I don't know what that means, maybe appointment, definitely not in app for her phone. Return, appearance, first appearance, return from court, appears asleep. Wait, is this? Yeah, that's Leon County. She's in the medical. So that was probably when she was first in there, full of piss and vinegar with Descalza or Descala. I think it's Descalza because it reminded me of Scowl. So medical, here it looks like no more than 15 minutes, but sometimes it's closer because you have 17:20, 17:30, 18:13 to 18:20. That's only 7 minutes. So, and they have their names, officer ID. I wonder why it's 2 here. Maybe 2 officers. No, because that looks like Richardson. I don't know. Oh no, these are different times. Oh, okay, so they've doubled it up. I see. Save that paper, Leon County. Medical on the 26th, which is a Sunday. So somewhere in here was Thanksgiving for Miss Adelson. And then more, I feel like that's a repeat. Okay, I'm going to skip here. Accepted lunch tray. Sergeant Rainey escorts inmate to attorney booth, escorted to shower by Sergeant Rainey, escorted back to cell by Sergeant Rainey. Okay, I'm going to do a big scroll, so give me 1 second. Okay, this one is December 11th, 2023. Awake, talking to staff, in transit to courthouse, on elevator, en route to court, talking to attorney, in court, talking to attorney, en route back to jail, en route back to jail. So 1620 to 1635, inmate received back at facility. And then we have a note from the prisoner on December 12th. I would appreciate a phone call every day so that I can speak with my family and my attorney. It is very difficult to stare at 4 walls 24 hours a day. Don't do crimes. Also, I would like a tablet so I can read a book of the something news. Of the AP news, maybe she means or the AP news. I have been isolated in this cell for the past 23 days. Please help. Thank you so much! Exclamation point. And then she says, no, this is a response from Carol. I am not over medical, but I will make contact with them and see what we can work out under your current classification. Then we have 1221, appeared to be resting on bunk multiple times. They're still checking her. It's less than 15 minutes apart here. All appears 10-4 at the time. Inmate observed talking on issued device. No changes to report at this time. All appears 10-4. Talking on agency issued device. Okay, talking on agency issued device, all appears well. Great. Okay, we're in 23. Signature requested, visitors document signature request. Requested by Pamela Sullivan and Robert A. Maris Esquire. So I think she was shopping for lawyers at this point. Maybe Tallahassee lawyers, because the next one that made an appearance for her was Rashi. I don't think Descalza made it after that first appearance because she was horrible in there. Couldn't figure out how to get into the jail without Georgia Kappelman in her office helping. Okay, so now this is a note from 2025, January 11th, Officer Miss Brown. From Donna Adelson, I am interested in sewing classes. Please sign me up as soon as possible. Thank you. Also, creative writing, trauma. Girl, you don't need a class on trauma. You could teach a class on trauma. And the note, you have been added to the wait list. CBK. Another note from prisoner, laundry. I would like to receive 2 bras. I was never issued any. Thank you. Size 36. And now she's in pod N. So that was received in 24. So this goes back to, she stated she wanted to harm herself, but I think this is the end of it, right? So it ended 12/19. So it's the same form, but they put the end date at the bottom. So it ended 12/19/23. Yeah, these are not in order. They just stuck it in there and scanned it and sent it to me. Okay, another note from the prisoner, February 2nd, 2024. Close to her birthday, because I think it's February 5th. Page 24 of the online inmate handbook stated the criteria for ordering books. I ordered a book, prepaid, from Amazon Publishing. Soft cover, no staples. It was not delivered with this note. No books can be received. Is your inmate handbook wrong? Where is the book now? It was not returned to Amazon. Thank you for your assistance. And they respond, all books are ordered on tablet. So I think we know from Stephen Stearns, they don't return it to Amazon. What they do is they put it in your property. So when you get out, the ninth of never, it'll be waiting for you. Somebody can come and pick up your property for you, but yeah, you're never going to get it. And so then she got services rendered on the 3rd of March in 2024 to the tune of $10 for a nurse sick call. No comments. And this, the scan job is, so I blocked these out. Her husband, this is her visitors list. Her husband, I thought it was, I put this question mark, Brianna Price. That's Bree, the son or the mother, the baby's mama of Charlie's son. But she put daughter-in-law. I guess that was more dignified than my son's baby mama. Then obviously there's shared child, the grandson, Annie Cunningham, a friend, and then Dan Markel's, one of Dan Markel's sons. And then completed, yes, so that's on record. Donna Adelson, so now we're in 2025. February 12th, services rendered, a psychiatrist. And does it, so it's $6 and $6. I don't know if it's like $6 a half an hour. It says quantity 1, but I'm like, is the quantity half hour? Did she see them? Is the quantity 1 because it's an hour? Excuse me. And she saw the person for 2 hours. She also had a sick call for $10, 3 prescriptions at $6 each, an x-ray, 2 x-rays. Now this is when she was playing sick. So I wonder if she's doing this to beef up before she had her hearing with Judge Everett when she wanted to be released to some apartment with her husband in Tallahassee. And the judge was like, no. And this is her canteen order. So the last time we went through this, we went through January. So this is February through April. It looks pretty much the same for all of them. They charge her $270 a day. That's consistent with what we saw in Sarah's case. Here it says food fee. So I don't know. I feel like it didn't say, it just said daily fee in Orange County. But here it says food fee. So 3 meals for $270 a day. That's a deal. So her order debit on the first, $39.93. She spends just under $40 once a week. So on the 8th, she spent $39.73. Then Harvey kicks her down with 100 ends on Valentine's Day. Oh, how romantic. Sending your wife of so many years, 3 of your children, money, putting money on her books on Valentine's Day while she awaits trial for murder. Good old-fashioned love. So then on the 15th, she spends $39.92. On the 22nd, she spends $39.92. On the 28th, she doesn't get a whole 100. She gets 80. She spends $39.95 on the same day. $5 for the Securus kiosk. That is the telephone system, the Securus kiosk. So I'm not sure why she's using that because she has the tablet, but oh well. Then she gets back to a full 100 on the 4th of March, and then she orders on the 6th of March, $39.97. I wonder if there's a limit of 40. It must be because it's like always right under. She places an order on the 14th that she also gets money from Harvey, $100 from Harvey. Harvey, send me money. She also has a couple credits, $240. I'm guessing something got returned. I don't know. $39.90 or $39.72 she spends on the 21st. She gets a credit for $370 on the 24th. She spends another $39.88 on the 28th. And she gets a food credit for $784 on the 31st. April 2nd, she gets $100. I wonder if all those calls on the 1st are Is she reminding Harvey the way Sarah reminds Brian? Harvey, tomorrow's the day. So $100, and then on the 3rd, $39.97. So her balance is she's up $59.52. So that is the luxury of having, although here she does fall into the negative a couple of days, right? She's negative 48 cents. But there's a lot of people who are just negative, right? Because they don't have someone to send them money. I'm not feeling sorry for them. I'm just noting Donna's privilege even in jail. Here she's really behind, 842, and then he only sends her $80, so she's got 71.58 left in there. But there are times where she has over 100. So when was it when she got the 80? And rumor that I got from AA Legal Focus, Judy, that when Donna was out, she was sending Bree money. I want to say $1,000. It could have been 5,000. I don't exactly remember. Watch Judy over on AA Legal Focus. And then once Donna got locked up, Harvey was like, "Girl, who? What was your name?" So I think that's weird because it is his grandson, but maybe between he and his nurse, they can't get it all the way together. Or maybe he never agreed with what Donna, was doing with Bree. Who knows? So yeah, those were her details while she was in Leon County. Let's check out her phone log because this is cray-cray. So it's mostly Harvey that she's talking to. She has a couple with Jackie Fulford, but like every day, all day. I guess Harvey has nothing else to do either. Here they talk for like 40 minutes. Then this is an hour, a little bit over an hour. Called, party, hang up. So it just tells you who. No positive acceptance. So Harvey didn't accept here. She was on for 2 minutes, maybe leaving him a voicemail. Jackie Fulford, she talked to from about 30 minutes there on the 3rd of April. I was trying to figure out if there's a correlation, but I guess if she's on the phone with Jackie is not there. So, of course, there's not going to be a correlation with Harvey and Jackie at the same time. I would love, love, love to get my hands on the discovery from the wiretaps. The what was it? Tap and trap? Trap and wait, what is it called? Something and trap. I wonder if they're going to release those. Because they turned them over already, but they might be under seal. So then she's got Jackie on the 3rd from 11:43 to 11:50, 10:42 to 10:52. Like, girl, take some notes and we'll talk all at once. Just gather them all together. Then she's got an hour and a half with Harvey. So I feel like when Sarah's in Orange County, they can only have 30 minutes at a time and they hang up. I might be mixing it up with the prison, but an hour and a half. But I think, weren't Donna and Charlie talking for like hours at a time when he was in Leon County? So maybe it just depends. Or maybe if you're on the tablet, you can talk longer, because I don't think... No, they couldn't. In Orange County, Sarah and those guys could not talk from the tablet because she was always complaining about the phone booth. So I guess it can vary from jail to jail, county to county, which is what we're seeing with Leon and Wakulla, which they're claiming that's why Donna moved. So she has another call. Let's see. So Harvey is 10:10 to 10:12, not answered, or call party hung up. Oh, but this is saying 4 p.m. EDT to 9 p.m. I don't know how that can be right. If the time is 10:10 here. You guys let me know what you think. 9:53 to 10:06, called party hung up. He was like, "Girl, I'm busy. My nurse is here." Okay, then we have 8:05 to 8:27 with Jackie. But yeah, you guys get the gist. So April 2nd, all day, I dream about Harvey. She's got 148 to 233, 125 to 127, all on the second, 828 to 904, 825 to 825, hung up. It was like 2 seconds. 936 to 1023 on the first, April Fool's Day. 8:15 to 8:54, she talks to Jackie. So a little more than 40, or about 40, 45 minutes. 6:35 to 7:14 for Harvey on the first. 3:40 to 4:24 to Harvey. 3:37 to 3:37 incomplete. 2:03 to 2:50 to Jackie on April Fool's Day. 12:41 like 40 seconds to Jackie. Jackie was like, girl, I'm busy. And then another one to Harvey, 12:36 to 12:38. Harvey, that's on the first. 12:28 to 12:33. Caller hung up, or caller hang up. 11:05 to 11:25. So 20 minutes with Jackie. And then still on the first. 10:49 to 10:50. Caller hang up. So like a minute. 10:46 to 10:47, also a minute. Harvey, 8:35 to 9:26. 8:34. Oh no, now this is March 31st. 8:34 to 9:12. So you guys get it. I put all their. There was one number that was not these guys. No, I can't remember, but it was somebody who he was part of the bar, and I believe he was a person of color, only because I was like, huh, when I looked him up and been verified. Let's see if I can. Frederick Becker. That was the only non-Harvey / Jackie. I was surprised that the other attorney didn't call her, but everybody else is the same. So I guess she's not keeping in touch with friends, because we know Charlie called Tom, Dick, and Harry. And then I stopped here on 319. This is 46 pages. It goes all the way. I'll show you to the where it ends, or where it starts, if you will. It goes to February 1. So these are the charges for those guys. Total debit charges excluding taxes. But this is for Feb 1 to April 3rd. $1,267. It's a lot of money for freaking phone calls. 11,610 minutes. Total debit minutes, 7,756, which is crazy. And then she hadn't had, the only visitor she had was the same person, which is I believe the rabbi's wife, who came in June of 2024. That's it. They don't show her legal visits. So anything beyond that would be excluded from these reports. So yeah, that is all for Little Miss Donna while she was in Leon. Like I said, I asked for the final report, so it would be May. I don't really need April, I guess. Technically, it would be like April 3rd, all of May through June 6th when she left, to see what she was up to. But I do want to hear about her naked and screaming in there, so hopefully we'll get those this week, and I'll bring it right to you. You know I will. All right, let me know your thoughts. I'll talk to you later. Toodles.